Hello, my name is Ray Wall, Technical Training Specialist at the Linear Corporation. This video is about event triggers on the eMerge system. Creating events is covered by a different video. You can trigger events from multiple places in the eMerge system. The first place we will cover is portals. Under Setup, Access Control, Portals, select your portal. You can trigger events using the drop-down boxes on the bottom of the page. You can use the local to node event triggers to activate an output local to the node. Select the output you want to trigger and then enter an activation time. This is how long the output will be active after the event trigger has occurred. If you need to trigger an event that you have created under Events, you must use the system-wide event dropdowns. You can select from Forced, Held, Invalid, Valid, Duress, and Double Card Presentation. The portal will trigger the forced event based on the door contact associated with the portal going into an alarm and having no valid access or recs to shunt the alarm. The portal will trigger the held event based on the door contact being an alarm for longer than the shunt time after a valid card read or recs. The portal will trigger the invalid event when an invalid access attempt occurs at the portal. For example, not in node or access denied time would both trigger this event. The portal will trigger the valid event when a valid access has been performed at the portal. Take note, the event is only triggered on an access completed. If you have a door status monitor programmed for this portal, it must go in and out of alarm to alert the system the access has been completed. The portal will trigger the duress event when the duress requirements have been met at this portal. Duress is covered by a different video. The double card presentation event is triggered when a valid double card presentation has occurred at the portal. Double card presentation mode is covered by a different video. You can also trigger events by using an input on the system. To trigger an event from an input, go under Setup, Alarms, Inputs. Select the input from the drop-down list. Similar to the portal setup, you can simply activate an output that is local to the node by selecting it from the following output drop-down. If you want to trigger an event that you created under Events, you have to select it under Off Normal Event. Select the drop-down and click Save. You can trigger an event based on 4 conditions: Alarm, Normal, Open, and Shorted, by clicking on Advanced. The alarm event is triggered by the input going into alarm. The normal event is triggered when the input goes back to normal. The open event is only available when using a supervision type of series or parallel. This event is triggered when the input circuit has a resistance value of infinite. The shorted event is only available when you have configured the input for dual supervision and is triggered when the input circuit has a resistance value of 0. To apply advanced alarm triggers, select the state from the drop-down, then the event you want to trigger, then apply and save. You can also trigger an event using access levels. Under Setup, Access Control, Access Levels, select the access level you want to trigger the event with. Use caution in creating access levels that do not overlap, or this event may not be triggered. Common applications for using this feature would be, for example, arming an alarm panel. The node can also trigger events reporting the status of 4 node-level messages. Click on the Events tab of your node. The power fail event is triggered when the node loses power. The tamper event is triggered by the tamper circuit going into alarm. The enclosure tamper switch must be connected. The timeout event is triggered when the heartbeat connection between the network controller and the node has failed. The disconnect event is triggered after multiple heartbeats have failed and the node becomes disconnected. By giving you the ability to trigger events based on so many variables, you can control and be alerted to all changes on your system. Thank you.